Hello, the purpose of this video is to show how to start drawing a schematic floor plan on paper. So the last video that we created was how to draw a scaled lot on paper, and so we did a scaled lot on paper. This is ordinary printer paper, 8.5 by 11 inches, and our lot is a rectangular lot which is 40 feet by 80 feet, and we were able to draw 40 feet by 80 feet using a scale rule uh, of 1/8 inch is to a foot. Okay, so here's 1/8 inch, so that means that for every 1/8 inch that I see, that is 40 feet. I mean, that's 1 foot. So if I wanted 40 feet, that's 5 inches. Okay, so here's my uh, 40 feet over here. Okay, and that is equivalent to an ordinary ruler of 5 inches. There's my 5 inches because I said before 1/8 of an inch is a foot, so 2 1/8 is a quarter, so that's 2 4 6 8 feet, 10 12 14 16 feet, 18 feet, 20 feet. So 2.5 is 20 feet. So 5 inches is 40 feet. Okay, so you can use an architect scale like this. Okay, or you can use an ordinary ruler. It's just not marked conveniently for you to use. You just have to, like, in your mind, know that for every 1/8 inch that I see, that's a foot. So a quarter is 2 feet. An inch is 8 feet. All right. All right. So this is going to be our base paper, and you can certainly write more onto this base paper. Like, we can indicate that there is a 5-foot sidewalk here and a 5-foot planting strip. Okay, 5-foot sidewalk and 5-foot planting strip on this side. So on this side, there's going to be a 5-foot and 5-foot planting strip, 5-foot sidewalk, but we can't fit it here because we only have this much space. So we can leave it out. And then we can also indicate a 20-foot alley on this side over here, and we're not going to measure 20 feet, but we know that this is going to be the alley. Okay, so we can start labeling here um, our drawing that over here, this is the 34th Street, and this is the alley over here. This is the alley. All right. Okay, so we're not going to draw anything more on this paper. We were hoping to indicate the location of the palm trees on this paper, like this one, palm trees, and there's also a street lamp. Okay, if we look at the Google map, the this lot, we will see that there are palm trees. Okay, but it won't fit our paper right now, and so we're not going to add that here. Now, per the instruction, we're supposed to be drawing a 3 schemes. Okay, so we're going to draw this 3 times, and if you don't have your correct papers with you, then you have to repeat drawing this rectangle 3 times, because we're going to do 3 schemes. But normally on an architect's office, we use this paper. Some papers that's used for sketching are going to be sort of yellow, and that's why the name of this one is colloquially, it's just called yellow paper, but it's really just tracing paper or sketch paper. So what you do is you can elect to tape this down, and then you can get your tracing papers. It's so thin that you can see through it. Okay, and then let's just cut this first. So do it this way, and then I can sort of cut this paper just by pressing on my left hand and cutting it, flipping it. Now I have this. Okay, and then I can elect to tape the corners. Okay, tape the top corners here. Okay, so I can tape it up here, tape this corner. We'll tape this first. in the top corner, or I can just draw on top of it, of this one. Okay, I don't need to draw the lot again, because I can already see through it. But if you don't have this tracing paper, then you are going to draw this one, and trace over it, and draw again the lot three times. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you have this sketch paper or you only have printer paper. The objective is to have these three, uh, this lot drawn three times, so you can sort of create a scheme, or different schemes. So we're going to draw a site plan schematic. Schematic means just like you're trying to put ideas on paper. Okay, and you want to see um, how you can space out the lot with the given information. Okay, and you can just use a normal pencil and start drawing. Okay, um, I believe from our from our uh, research that if this is 34th Street here, that there is a residential lot over here. Okay, and this residential lot is zoned residential, and it's actually R2B, so residential neighborhood. And so there's another lot here that continues on. Okay, and I think this one continues on this way, and then this one continues on this way. So there's a lot on top here. There's a residential lot behind. This is 34th Street. You have a 5-foot walkway. I mean a sidewalk and a 5-foot planting strip. And according to our research, we cannot put anything 15 feet besides this residential rear. So we're going to get our ordinary ruler, and then we're going to try to space out 15 feet. Okay, so 15 feet. Remember, we're using 1/8 of an inch is to a foot. So this would be 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet. Okay, this will be 8 and 8 is 16. So 15 will be here. Okay, so 8 feet and 8 feet, that's 16. And then a quarter will be 15. So that means that on this space over here, we cannot draw anything. Okay, maybe I can just make that a little bit darker. Or we cannot not draw, but we cannot put any structure. Okay, we cannot put any structure within this 15 feet. Okay, so this 15 feet is the setback. So I can grab my ruler and then sort of put an arrow there, and then put in 15 feet, put an arrow there, and label that setback. Okay, so I cannot put anything over there, and so you cannot put any building there, but you can certainly put parking. If you want to put parking over here, then you can space out the parking. And I believe from the research that we did, parking in Sacramento is 8'6" by 18 feet. Okay, so 8'6" by 18 feet. A lot of people wanted to have a wider parking, so they put a 9 feet of parking. So you can grab this, and again space out a 9 feet. So that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 feet, and then 9 feet is over here. So that's your 9 foot of parking, and it's 18 feet. So 18 feet, that's 16 feet, 17, 18. So here's my 18. Okay, and all I have to do is mark that and mark that, and then this is my one parking. Okay, so to indicate a parking, we usually put like a skinny pointy triangle, and that indicates one parking. So I cannot put any building on the setback, but I can certainly put parking. There's no requirement for that one. And I believe that the client wants 3 parking spaces, so that's 1. And we're going to do another 9 feet. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 is over here. Okay, so here again, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 9 is over here. And then simply label that this way. Okay, and then continue. And then put your skinny triangle to indicate car parking, right? There's also van accessible parking, and on the van accessible parking, you need either 132 inches of van parking and a 5 feet or 5 feet of aisle, or you can do an aisle of 9 feet and a 9-foot parking also. So that's another option. So it's like having 2 parking spaces for just a van accessible. So you can create a 5 feet if you want. So 5 feet, that's 60 inches. So that's going to be 5 feet. And it's going to be 5 feet over here. So this 5 feet is for the accessible aisle, and then you put like striping. Okay, and then for the if you have a 5 foot of aisle, then this must be uh, bigger than 9 feet. Okay, so we have 132 inches, I believe. So 132 divided by 12, and that's 11 feet. So that's one option, 5 feet of space, but 11 feet of parking. So 11 feet, let's just start from this 4 here, and that's going to be 8 feet, 9, 10, and then 11 is over here. Okay, so 11 is over here, that's 1. Okay, let's do this again here. This is 8 feet, 9, 10, and then 11 is over here. Okay, so 11 feet. There you go. Okay, so this is another parking. So this is for the van accessible. And then when we get to AutoCAD later, we are going to put in an accessible handicap sign on accessible parking spaces. So that's one option on putting in a parking on this side. Remember, on our research, we cannot put any parking in the front. Okay, all parking must have an access on the alley. I can locate it here. Uh, I can locate it here in the front, only that they have to park this way. They can't park this way. Okay, so they can go to the alley and park here. So that's an option that you can do. Or you can put that closer here to the middle, go in the middle exactly, or whatever you want. If you want to create a driveway, you can certainly use a setback as a driveway, but you must have 24 feet of maneuvering space. Now, one option or one thing that we need is a 24 feet. So because the alley is only 20 feet, so there's 8, 16, 18, 20. So this is the alley is 20. The alley is 20 feet wide. Okay, we need 24 feet, so we are short of 4 feet. So that means that this parking space, if you want to meet design standards, you need to put this higher by 4 feet. So that's actually going to go this way. Okay, so for our first scheme, or my first scheme, for my first scheme, my parking actually starts here and then go this way, right? And my parking really doesn't need to go this long, but because um, I wanted 4 feet, then my parking actually starts here, and then here's my first parking space, my aisle, and then my second and third, and here's my striping. Okay, there you go. So why did I put the space here? Because I only have 20 foot of parking, 20 foot of alley space, and I needed 24 feet of maneuvering space. Okay, so that's one option, uh, and that's what you're going to do. Once you're done, then you can now like sort of, hey, my building will be here. Okay, so I want to maybe put like maybe 24 inches or 2 feet of space, or maybe 3 feet of space. Okay, and then put my building. So if I want to put like 3 feet of space for my parking, you can usually do that, or you can. There's no requirement, but basically this front portion will be my building for my cafe. Now, if you do put it this way, then you can't build anything here. You have this open space here, and there's a requirement for a trash enclosure. So you can certainly put your trash enclosure here in a setback space. There's no requirement to do that. But um, if the truck um, needs to access and pick up garbage, and there are parking spaces in front of it, then this the truck can't get to the parking space. So um, that's going to be part of something that you have to think about, because there's a gated garbage enclosure. Where would I put the garbage enclosure? Where would I put my 3 parking spaces? If I chose to do it here, I'm going to have my garbage enclosure somewhere here, and then I'm going to set back my building like 3 feet away from my last van accessible parking. That means that this this is going to be like the location of my building. Okay, so this is going to be the front of my building. This is the whole size of the building. I believe there's no requirement to set back on the side. Okay, this is going to be like open space. I'm going to put like garbage enclosure. So that's just one idea, and you have to actually come up with 3 different ideas, and you're going to turn that in as part of an assignment. Okay, so that's how to create a schematic site plan. um, you wanted to do like at least 3, put that on paper, have some ideas, and what you're going to do is you're going to actually take a picture and submit that for your assignment. Okay, so again, 3 different schematics. You can use tracing paper like I did here, or you can draw this 3 times on a white sheet of paper, and then you can just use pencil and ruler to space out. Remember that our scale that we're using is 1/8 of an inch is equal to a foot. So you can space out your parking and come up with different schemes like I did here. This is my first scheme. You're gonna do 3. Okay?